Hey, namaste. This is Sacred Owl with another chapter of Real Talk by Sacred Owl. Today, I want to talk about communication. Yes, I know I've done two previous videos on communication. One was loving communication, where I speak on a technique talking to the higher self, and one prior to that is the communication in where there's a disagreement and it's more on aggression and friction. Well, today I want to give you suggestions on creating a better way to have communication in any relationship that you have, whether it's loving, family, co-workers, friendships, and the whole nine. And so here's some of the techniques that will help you. But remember, three things that create good conversation is three things to avoid. Avoid your emotions, avoid past experiences, and avoid expectations when you're having a conversation. However, healthy, strong relationships are just good conversations away by avoiding those three things that I said, because those three things can get in the way of all what you're trying to convey. So we're going to go over some techniques today, and today one I would like to share with you is the art of listening. And yes, in previous videos, you have 2 ears to hear and 1 mouth to speak. Well, in a good conversation, sometimes when they get heated, we get so focused on trying to get our point across that we forget to hear what's being said. And then it becomes a competition. So listening, the technique of listening is an acquired skill that requires for you to stop and hear what the person's trying to say and how they're trying to express themselves. So it's really important to get that on point. The next thing is timing. Timing is very, very important. It's exceptionally important, because when somebody's making a point, your mind is hurrying up to make your point, that you're not hearing them finish making their point, or you jump in before they finish their making their point, and now you've cut them off and doing that. See, the timing of your response, the timing of your listening, and the timing of how you share your points are very important. And sometimes also in timing, maybe now is not the time to have the conversation. It could be just that in itself. Let's not do this right now. When you're listening, do this. As you're listening, breathe in, and you are going to be more receptive to hear, because that person, as you're breathing in, you're taking in the information, you're taking in the technique. And then also in breathing, you're taking a break, a breather from that situation if it's getting heated, because it's really important. Now, the fourth point, paying attention is different than listening. Excuse me. When you communicate, there are more than just words to consider. We should be paying attention to the non-verbal communication. When you pay attention, look at their arms, if they're crossed, if they're locked in, or they're looking away, or they're not focusing on that, or they're doing the stupid little thing while you're speaking to them, then they're not really able to focus on what. And so pay attention to that, because now your conversation may be dropping on deaf ears, and it's really important to understand that and pay attention, because people express their feelings. So the next step is listening to people's feelings. Listen to their feelings as they're talking, and their feelings may come out by their body language, or they might come out by their words, or by their temperament, or their attitude. And so listening to for emotions will give you the opportunity to be able to focus on what they're saying and how they're expressing themselves, and not trying to just get your point across. Now, also in this, focus on the now. Don't bring in old crap from past relationships or past conversations into this, because when you do that, it's really, really horrible to do that. Here's a point that I really think is important. And the next point is, do conversations face to face, or at least on the phone, voice to voice. That texting leaves so much room for assumptions. When you text a person, if you're in an emotional state as you're texting or receiving it, you're going to filter it through that emotion. So therefore, you're not going to get the point, and it might escalate, and it doesn't even need to escalate, because the other person may not be doing that. And if you do it face to face, you can pay attention and focus on their body language and listen to their emotions. Which brings to the next step about forgive. Forgive. If a situation is not workable, be the first one to forgive it. Just forgive it. It's like, okay, it's not that important to get the point across right now. It's not that important to win. It's important that we communicate, and the best way of winning in a dispute or communicating is that both sides understand and respectfully to say, okay, we've made our points and it's all. Now, also, the next step is picking your battles. Pick and choose the battles. You know what I mean by that. Don't ask yourself, is this disagreement really worth my time? And is it really worth my emotional investment? And if it's not, be out. Second thing, let it go. Let it go. If there's somebody just has to win or they got to win, let them win. No big deal. And if they continue to be that way, then you know that this is a person that you're not going to have that many conversations with. Even if it's your children, even if it's your spouse, sometimes they just got to keep winning after a while. You just let it go. Let it be. Remember, also, conversations is a two-way street. Both ways. Which leads to the last point. Be respectful. Respect yourself, respect them, and make sure that your points are being heard and being loved. And you know what? Then you won't be dismissal. You won't be dismissive, shall we say. Not dismissal, dismissive. Be respectful. I hope all these techniques helps. I will go deeper into that in further videos. I might even do one on each point. But I hope this helps you. Please, communication is key. I love you. Peace.